Hello, my name is Andrew, and today I'm going to be taking you through my screen time after using the Mudita Compact Minimalist phone for 6 months. So in my past videos, I've talked a lot about why I went with the Mudita Compact over the Lightphone 3, and the biggest reason was the e-ink screen because it's just so much more relaxing than LED. But the one concern that I had, and that a lot of people had, was the fact that you can sideload apps on the Mudita Compact, which has led to a lot of comments of people saying that it's just going to end up being as distracting as a smartphone. So a few weeks ago, I decided to put that theory to a test and installed a screen time tracker called Stay Free. And yeah, let's see the results. So today I've logged 28 minutes and 49 seconds on the Compact, and you can see that pretty much all of that time is coming from Notion, because when I record these videos, sometimes I'll put a script or notes onto here and then I keep it up while I'm recording. And it's really relaxing because of the e-ink screen. It's not outputting any light whatsoever like LED. And I've got 6 seconds on text messaging. The other cool thing about this app though is that it shows you like what time of day you're using things. So you can see that in the morning, I'm doing almost nothing, and then there's a peak in the afternoon where I'm working on videos or whatever else. And at the end of the day, also nothing, which is the kind of curve you want to aim for. You know, you don't want to be using your phone first thing in the morning, and you also don't want to be using it at night. Moving on to yesterday, I've got 14 minutes and 36 seconds. And just to give you a comparison, the global daily average is 3 hours, 32 minutes, and 50 seconds. And then here's the breakdown for yesterday. It's mostly phone, text messaging, Aurora Store, settings, contacts, no social media. 3 days ago, my screen time was 26 minutes and 28 seconds. Then it was 10 minutes, 43 seconds, 28 minutes, 50 seconds. And again, mostly Notion and a couple minutes on texting. The day before that was 7 minutes, 55 seconds, 2 minutes, 17 seconds, 15 minutes, 50 seconds. And then I had one day where my total usage was 13 seconds. Okay, and then here's the thing that's really gonna blow your mind. You can also look at whole month segments. So I've got August 28th to September 24th. And my total screen time for that period, and mind you, this is an average, this is like total 3 hours, 25 minutes, and 42 seconds. So I'm spending less time on the Mudita Compact in an entire month than most people spend in one day. One last thing, I can also show you the apps that I used in the past month. So I've got Notion, text messaging, DuckDuckGo for looking things up occasionally, like phone numbers, etc. Aurora Store if I wanted to install or uninstall something. I've got my bank there. I've got the camera, contacts, alarm, and the last two, phone services and notes. So in summary, over the past month, I didn't spend 1 single second on any social media apps. That said, I think there are kind of like 3 reasons why the Mudita Compact is just not addictive at all, despite the fact that you can install apps. And the first reason is because the ink screen is just like the perfect balance of like fast enough not to be annoying, but then slow enough where you really can't scroll, you know? It has a slow refresh rate, so if you were trying to sit there on Instagram scrolling through posts, it just doesn't work, because that constant stopping gives your brain time to pause and think about what you're doing, rather than the faster, more seamless experience of getting an iPhone where you can just keep going and going and going and going and going and your brain just never stops. Also, even though you can technically open up YouTube on DuckDuckGo or another browser, the video experience is just unwatchable. For flexibility and minimal tread for urban terrain, like there's just no one on planet Earth that's so addicted to social media that they're gonna watch videos at 4 frames per second. The second reason my screen time is so low on the Compact is that you have to install apps manually with a computer connection. And although you can sideload this app called Aurora Store, which makes it easier to download Google Play apps, if you ever decide that it's too much temptation, all you have to do is delete Aurora Store, and then you have to manually go back to the computer to install anything. So if you're going on a hike or on a date, or you're out with family, for example, and you just felt like you might be tempted to scroll or look something up, you can just delete any apps you don't want along with Aurora Store beforehand, so that it's literally impossible for you to install anything. That said, because of the e-ink screen, I found the Compact to be so unaddictive that I haven't even had to uninstall Aurora Store. Finally, the third reason why my screen time is so low is that the Compact has a really simple design. And while I do love the Lightphone 3, I think it's a really cool piece of art, I just found myself wanting to pick it up and look at it and scroll through my photos, which was just a little too close to the flashy iPhone experience that I had been trying to get away from. Ironically, the Mudita Compact looks more like the Lightphone 2 than the Lightphone 3 does. And as much as I enjoy using the Compact, like the Lightphone 2, it kind of feels like it's always pushing me back out into the real world rather than sucking me in. So yeah, that's an overview of my screen time on the Mudita Compact and a few reasons why it's definitely unaddictive. But if you'd like to support the channel, you can shop with the referral links down below, watch my Lightphone 3 versus Mudita Compact video to learn more, or check out my e-ink playlist for more minimalist device reviews. Finally, if you have a question about the Mudita Compact or about minimalist tech in general, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Peace.